Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. How are we doing? Let's see if this can get a little bit closer to me. Are you able to hear me okay? Let's see right here. Let's see. Stop scrolling. Whoops. Good morning. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Let me know in the comment section if you can hear me. If you can hear me okay. I just want to make sure that we are up and running. Today's topic is a very requested one. So really want to dig into this one. And this is going to be a topic that's going to have a lot of questions behind it. So we're going to spend some time here. We're talking about Facebook tutorial. So Facebook ads, the tutorial for this year. So this is something that's going to be very heavily, it's just a lot of meat on the bone here. So we want to really make sure that we cover it in length and as best as we can. So any questions that have to do with Facebook ads, please bring them. I fully expect some questions, as there's been a lot of messages being sent to me via email, via DM, via call, via text, via everything about ads not being approved, about the ads manager not working correctly, about your business manager not working correctly, if you need X, Y, and Z to advertise. So I want to make sure that we cover that today. All right, so let me make sure that we're okay over here. A little quiet though, Jared. It's a little quiet. Let me bring this a little bit closer. I'll try to speak up as well, and I'm bringing the mic a little bit closer to me. So, Jared, is that better? All right, so we're going here. I'll speak up for the audio. And if it sounds like I'm yelling, it feels like I'm yelling. So sorry about that. I just want to make sure that you're okay from the live stream perspective and also on the recording, because as you know, after we go live, it stays on here for eternity. So I want to make sure that on the playback, there's no issues. Charles, how's it going, my friend? Hey, and thanks so much for the save the date. I received it the other day. I don't check my mail that often. So awesome. Congratulations. The all right, so we're over here on Facebook. We're ready to go. And over here on YouTube, we are ready to go as well. All right, so this one's going to be pretty this was going to be pretty fun. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen so you see exactly what I see, and we're going to dig right in. So as you jump in, feel free to smash that like button. It's totally free. I fully endorse it. And I want to make sure that you have that aware, or you're aware about that. So let me know if you can see everything correctly. Let me expand this. All right, so for today's video, I went ahead and did it in a presentation mode because, as you know, I tend to go down rabbit holes. Once I start opening up different browsers and start talking about X, Y, and Z, it gets a little dangerous. So to put my thoughts into one cohesive message, I went ahead and am using a presentation that I give for title companies, for lenders, for large brokerages, for organizations that hire me to do presentations for them, whether that's Facebook, whether that's YouTube, whether that's Google. I just think it's a better way to present, and it's going to cover everything from beginning to end. There's no question that I won't be able to answer, so feel free to stump me or attempt to stump me. You're going to be surprised how well we do. So let's dig right into it. Facebook advertising. We're starting from the very beginning. We're going to start with the fundamentals. So with that being said, let's go. Strategy. Now more than ever, you absolutely need a strategy. This isn't a throwaway slide. This is really one of the most important slides that I can share with you today and really elaborate on, because as you know, at the end of 2019, we had a little thing introduced to us, which was a special ad category. So if you were running credit, employment, and housing ads, then you were impacted. So, and then later on, they added if you were running social issues or ads that had to do with politics, so your political campaigns, that was added to complement the special ad category. Strategy is important now more than ever because you're targeting from your ad set level whenever you're launching an ad, which you'll see here in a couple of minutes. I'm sorry, the targeting became a little bit tougher. So you had to go a little bit broader. In the past, you were able to just select the demographics that you wanted. If you wanted to only target people that had kids, you could do that. If you wanted to target somebody that was likely to move, literally that was a button that was available at the beginning of 2019 that you were able to hit likely to move, and you would only be targeting people that had a notion of wanting to move. It was that simple. But now that's gone. The absolute demographic targeting is gone, and you have to come back with a strategy. You actually have to launch a campaign as it was designed to, with a strategy behind it. So this is something that you really need to keep in mind. And what I mean by strategy is understand your goal. If you're trying to work with new homeowners, then you need to start very back from your ad copy, from your images. What type of messaging, what lead magnet are you going to do to attract that? If you're trying to work with new builds, so if you're trying to work with builders that are strategic partners for you, then really think back, what will a buyer of a new build, what questions will they have? What do they need? And that's how you start crafting your ad campaigns. And don't think that as soon as you press a certain campaign, you launch a certain campaign and it goes and it works fantastic, don't think that it's a success. It may seem like a success, but it can very rapidly dip. Now, on the contrary, let's just say you launch a campaign and it's an absolute flop. Don't think that it's a failure. Now, I know that's a little counterintuitive, but what you're doing when you have a strategy in mind, all of that are all, whether it's a success or a failure, that is a good stepping stone to your next ad, to your next ad set, to your next targeting, to your next campaign. So use what you have, and I'll show you how to leverage that here towards the end as we scale. So I don't want that to be lost on people. I know it's a little bit tough to see a bunch of zeros out there if you're not seeing some results immediately. All right, so let's keep going. The ads, it's very simple. We're attracting leads. We're attracting people to us. We're attracting home buyers. We're attracting sellers. That's what we're doing with the advertising, and you know that by now. But all of that is rendered useless unless you follow up. So let me rephrase that. If you attract 100 leads to your business, and if you don't follow up in some capacity, then you might as well not have spent the money. And this happens time and time again with the clients that I work with, that we turn on the switch, and then in our progress call, a few days after we go live, we have a couple of hundred leads in the tank. And when we get to the progress call, they haven't reached out to anybody. Well, I haven't had time. No, X, Y, and Z got in the way. I'll reiterate, if you don't have time to follow up, then you better not make time to run any ads. So follow up, that is super important. Running ads, that is fantastic. But if you're going to pay somebody else, if you're going to pay me, if you're going to do it yourself, and you have no plans of following up, then just avoid the check cutting and just save some money if you're not going to follow up. And I know this sounds a little bit harsh. I know it's probably not what you were looking to hear when we were talking about Facebook ads tutorials, but I think that this is an appropriate place to begin before we actually get into the tutorial, because we want to set appropriate expectations of how many leads to expect. That's fine and well, but how are you going to actually convert them? That's really the question that needs to happen, or the question that you need to answer for. All right, so now let's jump in. Let's jump into the setup. Now that I'm through, I'm getting off my little, what do they call it? On your high horse, I guess. Now that I'm getting off the high horse, let's get into the actual setup. As you know, to run ads, you need a business page. But before you get to the business page, you need to have a personal profile. So you're going to create your personal profile. This is something that you probably have done, probably are doing right now. And if you're over on the Facebook, then let me make sure I have this over here. If you are over on the Facebook, then you're probably seeing us right now through your personal page. So that is something that you absolutely need to have before you can create your business page. Now, one of the questions that I get is, my business page was created, but I don't manage it. I don't really do much with it. I don't post regularly. I don't keep up with it. I think I have 12 likes on it, but I'm not sure. And the question becomes, does that matter? Realistically, no. No, it does not matter if you're using the business page as a means to an end, which means that if you're Oh, if you only have the business page so you can create ads, it won't matter. Now, if you have your business page with the intent of the organic post gaining you business, then yeah, it will matter because you're not posting. But as far as, hey, do I need to have an active business page? No, you don't. That's not something that you absolutely need to have unless you want to. So just wanted to go ahead and dispel that real quick. And as you're coming in, if you wouldn't mind just smashing like, that's going to help the notifications go out. But also, if you have some questions or when you have some questions, please start putting them down in the chat so I can address them. That's going to really help us out. All right, so let's continue. I think we at this point we all have a good understanding of what we need: your personal profile and then your business profile. Let's talk about what we're not talking about. That's almost as important. We're not talking about boosting. Now, if you're launching ads or you think you're launching ads and you see this blue button grayed out because you've already boosted, that is not running ads. That is you wasting money. That is you giving Facebook, Mr. Zuckerberg, another billion. That is what you're doing without seeing anything in return. The ads is the boosting of ads is just designed to get a bit more engagement, get a few more likes, get a few more comments, but that doesn't equate to commission dollars. That doesn't equate to somebody reaching out to you and getting on the phone. So if you're boosting, that is just not a great way for you to go about your business, because not only is it serving a target audience that is mostly about clicking and commenting, but that tells me that you don't have a strategy and a campaign behind that. That tells me that the ad copy in and of itself isn't going to convert. Now, am I generalizing? Yes, but at this point, I haven't seen a boost that has incremented or increased somebody's lead flow by any significant amount. And I've been working with hundreds of agents at this point. So just wanted to make my piece there. No boosting. Please save your money. Spend it on something else. Now let's get to what we're actually talking about. And this is where we're going to park it just a little bit, because the business manager, if this is the first time that you're hearing about the business manager, then you need to pay attention. If you're running any ads and you don't have a business manager, you are in trouble. And what that means is the business manager is designed for advertising, and it's designed to warehouse your ad accounts, your pages, your pixels. It's designed to help your business. Not only from a functionality standpoint, there's some additional features when it comes to advertising that you can leverage your business manager on, but it also helps reduce your risk. It helps reduce your liability. So what does that mean? Well, let me just show you the structure real quick. So you have your business manager, and you can have several storefronts. You can have different levels of, or different businesses altogether. You can have, let's say, a roofing company here. You can have your real estate company here. You can have your X, Y, and Z company over here. This business manager is designed to be the umbrella that helps manage and put everything into one place: your pages, your pixels, your ad accounts, and so on and so forth. And then you see what a business manager versus a business employee can do when it comes to the actual pages. Now, let me go over here real quick and show you just a breakdown of the business manager. You manage ad accounts, pages, and people. So I mentioned a couple of seconds ago that the business manager is designed to give you some additional features. One additional feature that the business manager gives you is the ability to upload your database into Facebook as a custom audience so you can advertise to them directly. So what you do is you pull down your entire database from your CRM or your email autoresponder, upload it to Facebook, and then Facebook is going to go out and find those profiles using the name, the email, the phone number, the city, the state, the whatever you provide. There's about I used to know this, about 12 different unique identifiers that Facebook is going to take into consideration. It's going to go out and find those profiles and will serve up your ads specifically to those individuals. So you can always retarget your database. And that's there's a type of campaign that we always launch, always trying to stay in front of our database. And there's another video on this channel that speaks about that. And I'll make sure I link it up here whenever we're through with our live stream. So That's a functionality that you don't get unless you have a business manager. So that's one. Let's go and talk about the risk. And as a reminder, as you're coming in, please feel free to smash like. That's going to be fantastic. And then we're talking about I lost my train of thought. Sorry. As you're coming in, make sure you smash like. That's going to be fantastic. But also post your questions down below. I saw a question by Jared. I think I got a hit of Jared on the presentation. The importance of having a business account. We're barreling right through that right now. We talked about the functionality. Now let's talk about the risk mitigation. With your business manager, the reason that you're creating one is because everybody starts with a personal ad account. Everybody does. You have one right now, whether you know it or not. You have the ability to launch ads from your ads manager and launch your campaigns from there. However, what happens is Facebook, in its infinite wisdom, does have a have a lot of grounds, and sometimes it's actually warranted, and most of the time it's not. But they have a lot of grounds to disable your ad account. Now the issue becomes with your personal ad account, that's tied to you. That's tied to everything that you do on Facebook. And if your ad account, again, your personal ad account gets disabled, then you're dead in the water. You cannot advertise. You're done. Now, you can appeal it, and if you win, fantastic. You're off and running. You're back in business. But if you lose it, you're done. So you have to create another ad account, go through the trouble. And a lot of you have had your Facebook account since it became a mainstream thing, 2005, 2006, 2007. So that's a lot of stuff that you're losing out on, right? So you're running that risk. Now, with the business manager account, think of it as having a completely different, think it's probably going to be bad, but think of it like having like a shell corporation, something a little bit one level of separation from you, right? Creating your own. And for those of you that have businesses, many of you do, like having your own LLC. Think of it that way. And your business manager, your LLC, is designed to connect your Facebook pages, is designed to collaborate with other people. So if you are hiring either my agency or another agency to run your ads, you're able to invite that individual to your pages, to your ad accounts, and launch ads that way. That way, they don't have to get your personal logins. You at no point should ever give your personal logins to an advertiser. So let me repeat that. You don't want to give your personal you don't want to give your personal account to an advertiser, because that's not what you do. It's just not going to work. But what happens with the business manager account, you're able to create an ad account within these business managers. So you have another level of protection from your personal ad account. So if one of your ad accounts, going back over here to the illustration, over here on our presentation, if one of your ad accounts right here, if one of those, or let's go back up. Let's just pretend this is one of your ad accounts instead of your storefront, which is basically the same thing. If one of your ad accounts gets in trouble and gets shut down, okay, that's an inconvenience. And if you appeal and you lose, that is a bummer, but you always have another ad account, right? And you always have another ad account. So that's a level of separation that you don't have from your personal account. And if your entire LLC, as an example, or your entire business manager gets flagged down, which has happened to me, no one's immune to it. And if that gets flagged down, you can create another one as well. That doesn't happen with your personal account. So in summary, your business manager is designed to help you with functionality, and it's designed to help you from a level of separation from a risk mitigation. Is this making sense? Let me know if you have any questions on that, because this is really, when it comes to auditing, whenever I do either consults or whenever I bring on another agent at EXP, or whenever I'm doing this for my agency, this is one of the things that is not being done right now. I would say about 60 to 70% of the agents that I work with and the companies that I work with don't have this infrastructure in place, and it becomes a bit challenging. All right, so let's continue going. I think we have a good understanding at this point at the business manager. If there's any questions, feel free to drop them down below. I will gladly address them. And now we get to the actual creation. We just went through the fundamentals. We talked about the fundamentals, about having a strategy, what the ads are designed to do, how to do follow-up. And we just went through the setup. So you saw the setup. You needed a personal business page. You needed a you need a personal account. You need a business page. You need a business manager, create your ad accounts. And now you're here at the actual creation. This is where a lot of you are going to have a few questions about, because I run ads a little bit differently than most people. So here is your ads manager. If you're running any ads and you never saw this screen right here, it's because you're boosting. As a reminder, we don't want to boost. So ads manager, this is where you need to be advertising from and launching your campaigns from. You're going to go to that create button right there on the left-hand side, which we just breezed through. You're going to hit create. Once that happens, you're going to be introduced to the campaign selection. You have 11 campaigns to choose from, or 11 objectives to choose from. They all have their own place. From the awareness standpoint, you're trying to go as broad as possible, making your name known without an expectation of seeing a result. So basically what you're doing here is going far and wide, just getting your name out there, and you're not really looking for somebody to become a lead or become a sale. That will happen, but that's not the primary goal of these objectives. This is just for you to go out there, be seen, be known in the marketplace. But as far as people reaching out to you for business, that's not going to be it's not going to be as common. Now, where you are expecting a certain result, where you are expecting a lead, a sale, something that is going to benefit your bottom line, that is the consideration stage. These objectives, these campaign objectives for Facebook, are designed to get people's information into your CRM or people's credit card information into your cart. These are designed to drive meaningful action to your business. So that's what consideration means, something that there's you're looking for some results. Now, conversion, that's where you scale up and you optimize. Conversions, that's where you take it to another level. And that's how they're structured. So again, there's 11 campaign objectives. And just to give you the my favorites, if you will, I would go with brand awareness. If I was just trying to get out there, get my name out there as quickly as possible, I would go with either traffic or lead generation. If I had a high converting landing page already set up, I would go traffic all day long. And then I would also do a lead generation campaign if I didn't have my landing page already set up the way that I liked. And if I wanted to scale, then I would go to conversions. That would be my 1, 2, 3 punch at this point, going from the awareness stage, consideration, and then conversion. In this particular example, we're going to go with the traffic campaign. It's the most universal type of campaign that you can launch. So we're going to stick with that for the time being. And then you're going to have your selection. Actually, it's kind of like it's like a double screen here, but you're going to have a confirmation that you're launching a campaign within the you're going to have a campaign within the special ad category. This is where you select your name it whatever you want, but I highly suggest that you name it something that you're able to remember a week down the road, a month down the road, a year down the road. So always have that in mind. Under the special ad category, if you're running a credit, employment, housing, or now political campaigns or any social issues, you have to select that it's in the special ad category, and you'll see the restrictions or the limitations on the ad set level. So on the left-hand side, you see the new campaign. In the middle, you see the ad set. So basically who you're targeting, that's who you want to see the ads. And then the ad, which is where you design what your ad copy is going to look like and your images and videos. You're going to confirm a few details right here. And right down here, you have the campaign budget optimization. If you had a budget already in mind and you want to allow Facebook to do some split testing for you, you select your campaign budget right here. You select, let's just say you had $100 per day. You're going to select it right here. And then at the ad set level, you can create multiple ad sets, or you can create multiple ads once you're creating the ads themselves. And Facebook itself will take it upon itself to allocate a certain amount of money to a certain campaign that feels it's going to perform well. and then allocate less money over here, this money. So it itself is going out there and trying to optimize for you. So that's what the campaign budget optimization does. Now, I'm a little bit counterintuitive when it comes to that. I don't like the campaign budget optimization. I do individual I do individual ad allocation. So the ad spend, I do it on my own. So if you watch my videos, very rarely will I turn this on. I take the ad and I divide it myself in the ad set and in the ads themselves. So I do that myself. So it's a little bit counterintuitive than what most people do, but that's why I do it. Then when it comes to the ad set, again, this is where you're targeting, where you want the ad to run, who you want your ads to see it, and then also where you want them on Facebook. So essentially your placements. So on the top, you're gonna name it. You're going to keep it on the website. If you switch it to these others, then you're actually changing the campaign objective, believe it or not. Dynamic creative, that's where you add a bunch of images, a bunch of headlines, which basically is your ad copy, and Facebook itself will start trying to sort things out. It's not as common in the real estate advertising space. That's more if you have several types of services, if you have several products, if you will. Like a perfect example would be shoes. You have different models, you have different sizes, you have different colors. So that's where you see the dynamic creative be applied mostly. And then the offer, same thing. If you have several services or several products, that's where you see the offer be used a lot more, because there is an offer. You're 20% off for the next 12 hours or something to that effect. So you're not going to do too much with it. For our purposes of, in this example, we're running an ad in the housing ad. You're not going to do too much for that under this scenario, unless you have those many products or many services. And then this is where I select the ad budget. One important thing to note here is, and be sure to drop down your questions. I see a question right here. I'll get to it right here in a little bit, Jared. Thank you. At the budget and scheduling section, a lot of people think that you cannot advertise within a certain time frame or a certain day, but you can. What you have to do, though, is instead of doing a daily budget, you have to do a lifetime budget. So if you have a lifetime budget, then you would put the lifetime budget there, and then you can select only run my ads on Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays or a combination of, and I only want the ads to run between 10 and 5 p.m., which is when I'm open. You can allocate, you can have your campaigns automatically advertise or turn on and turn off in that regard if you do a lifetime budget versus a daily budget. A lot of people don't know that you're able to do that, but that's the trick. All right, so we're still in the same screen, or again, we're going through a PowerPoint presentation, so we don't have to worry about me going on too many tangents. And also, if the internet was a little bit unstable, which it tends to be whenever I'm doing presentations for organizations, for title companies, for lenders, big brokerages, all that fun stuff, the PowerPoint just makes a lot of sense. So I don't have to depend on, hey, is the internet right in this hotel? Is the internet right in this office? I don't have to worry about it. So that's why you're seeing this in a presentation mode. All right, when it comes to the audience, this is where you're selecting who you want to actually see your ads. And this is where a majority of the changes occur because of the special ad category. So remember, if you're running an ad, credit, employment, housing, or social issues, or political campaigns, that's when you have to select that you're running an ad in the special ad category. And it basically has to do with anti-discrimination. They just don't want you selecting filters on the front end saying that these are the only types of people that I want to present my offer to. That's basically what it is. That's what they want to limit. So they want you to go a little bit broader. And what that means for us, we're not able to select the lookalike audience, which was an audience that we had access to prior to 2019. And stepping back even one step backwards, the lookalike audience was looking at a custom audience that you selected. So as an example, if you uploaded your custom database of all people that purchased and you create a custom audience, you were once able to look at that with the lookalike audience and lookalike audience would go out and produce a lot of other people that had the same characteristics as the people that purchased. That's what the lookalike audience was designed to do. And that's what it still does if you don't run an ad in the credit, employment, housing, and in the social issues or political campaigns. That's still out there in the wild right now, but under the special ad category, under the special campaigns that you have to run, there's a special ad audience, which does a similar thing to the lookalike audience, but with just a lot of less data points. So it doesn't look at all of the data points that could be seen as discriminatory. So I know it's a little bit meaty and a little bit abstract, but that's what we're talking about here. And when it comes to the locations, you were once able to get down to the 1 mile radius, and then even including a little bit less than that by you excluding audiences around, so by geofencing, but you're not able to do that under the special ad category. Your minimum radius at this point in time is 15 miles. Now, if you're in the rural areas, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter because it's going to encompass your entire city anyway, and that's who you want it to target at the end of the day. But if you're in a large metropolitan area, then that does become a challenge, because there you're advertising to 2 million people, to 5 million people. It just depends on how dense the population is. And that can become a big challenge because you certainly don't have the budget to advertise to every single one of them. And it may seem like you're starting from, it may seem like you're trying to boil the ocean, which in a way you are. So that's why you have to have a strategy of launching a campaign. Let's just call it, going back to the original slide here, you launch a brand awareness campaign, and then you follow that up with the traffic campaign or a lead generation campaign, retargeting people that reached out to you there. So it goes back to having a strategy. We're not going to get too much into that right now, but that's an illustration of having a strategy. Ages, you can't restrict based off of age. You can't restrict based off of gender. And then when it comes to detailed targeting, you aren't able to do it based off of demographics or behaviors. The only detailed targeting that you can do is based off of interest. So if somebody has shown an interest in Zillow, in Trulia, Homes.com, the luxury real estate, mortgages, you're able to target their interest, but you're not able to target them as people or as what they actually do, their behaviors. So that's a downside. But when you see a lot of the campaigns that we launch out of here, this is what I play around with the most, the interest. And I'm split testing along the way. So you're going to see me split test the targeting. You're going to see me split test that quite a bit. You're going to see me split test the placements, which we'll get to here in a couple of seconds. You're going to see me split test the ad copy. Those are the three things that you're going to see me split test the most. So I'll repeat that. You're going to see me split test the interest right here. You're going to see me split test the placements. And then you're going to see me split test the actual ad, which includes the ad copy and the images and videos. So those are the three things that I split test the most. When it comes to placements, and I promise I'm getting to your question, Jared. Actually, I'll answer it right now because you posted that question a couple of minutes ago. Can a landing page just be a form or on your website? Jared, it can be. It can be. So the question was from Jared, can a landing page just be a form on your website? It can be. Now, you need to be careful with what it actually looks like. If you're sending them straight to a form with no explanation of what's going on, or at least a title and a little subheader of explaining a little bit more of what the person is going to get, you're not going to receive that many opt-ins. So as you're launching your campaign and people hit learn more and they immediately go to a form to sign up, if you don't provide context to it, at least by title and a little bit of a description of what's being promised, then you're going to lose them. So at the ad copy, you're presenting your value proposition, you're making an offer, let's just say a quick seller sheet or a quick seller's guide, whatever it is you're offering. Once they click there and go to learn more, and if it's completely whitewashed and it doesn't have any indication of what to do or what they're going to receive restating what you said in the ad copy, then you're going to lose people and they're not going to submit their information. So yes, it can absolutely be a form on your website, but just be careful on the messaging and provide context so they're aware. Low roller, hey, how's it going? All righty. Thanks for being here. So as you're coming in, make sure to smash that like button. That's going to really help us out. So notifications continue to go out. Also, questions, I would gladly field as many as you possibly can. This is the time for them, considering that we're covering Facebook ads as a whole. So making sure that we're aware of that. When it comes to placements, you're going to always see the automatic placements be recommended. The reason being is because Facebook is continuing to add additional places that they want to advertise. So they want as many advertisers broadcasting their messages everywhere so they can receive more data and also they can receive more money. So those are the reasons that you see automatic placements be applied. I very rarely, with the exceptions of two reasons, which I'll get to in a couple of seconds, I very rarely use the automatic placements. I go to manual placements and I only select individual feeds, individual stories, individual placements that I want to advertise, which goes back to a previous point that I made of what I actually split test. So remember, I split test the interest, which we just covered up here. I split test that. And I split test the placement so I know which of the placements is actually converting for me. And you're going to find that a lot of the time it's going to be the Facebook newsfeed that's doing a heavy amount of conversion than any other placement that you advertise in. So that's why I always start with the Facebook newsfeed first, and then I start expanding and doing some additional split testing. So does that making sense? Let me know if the manual placements is making sense. Now, I mentioned that there's two reasons that I select the automatic placements. That is, the first one is if there's not a sizable amount of an audience, so if the audience is not that large, then I will select the automatic placements because I don't have that many people to advertise to. So I am going to hit them as many places as I possibly can. That's one. The second reason is because of the second reason is because of the retargeting that I do. So whenever I retarget people that either engaged with my Facebook ad or engaged with my business page or engaged with my website or engaged with my Instagram page or engaged in some capacity. They were my custom audience of my database, all that fun stuff. Whenever I'm retargeting, I don't have an ocean to boil. I have a select audience that I can retarget so I can hit them up everywhere. I can hit them up on Instagram. I can hit them up on Facebook. I can hit them up on the audience network that they continue to expand, they being Facebook. So that's why I would select the automatic placement. So as a recap, the two reasons would be if the audience is not large enough, and then two, if I'm doing retargeting. That's why I select the automatic placements. Let me know if this is making sense. Gladly, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jared. Thanks for being here. All right, so let's keep going. Optimization and delivery. Here, your default is going to be link clicks, but I strongly suggest that you optimize for landing page views. So when it says landing pages, you're optimizing for people that actually hit your landing page or went to your website and the website actually fired. So that means that they actually saw your ad. They may not have, I'm sorry, your page. They may not have spent a lot of time there, but it at least uploaded, which gives you an opportunity of advertising. If you're optimizing for link clicks, that's really no better than running the boost button. We're not after clicks. We're after people actually loading our website and submitting their information or purchasing. All right, so all the things that we were just talking about, these three screens right here, this was the ad set. Remember, this is where we target geographically where we want to advertise, who we want to advertise to, and the placements. That's what's happening at the ad set level, which you see up here. Now, as we continue going, we look at the ad itself. This is where we select the ad copy, so what we're going to say in the ad. And then this is where we also select the image or the video that we're going to use. So in other words, it's the front facing side of your ad. This is what people actually see. Back here, nobody sees that. Nobody knows that you're running, well, unless that you're running a lead generation campaign. But for the most part, nobody's going to know what type of campaign objective you selected. At the ad set level, they're not going to necessarily know who you targeted, where you targeted, and all that fun stuff. But it's at the ad level that people will know what they're seeing because it's the actual ad. That's what's the front-facing side of your campaigns. Of course, you're going to name the ad as you identify it, whatever you want. Then you're going to link it up to the Facebook page, whichever one it happens to be, and then the Instagram account. You don't need an Instagram account to advertise on Instagram. Let me repeat that. You don't need an Instagram account to advertise on Instagram, but it is strongly recommended. So if you're going to launch ads on your Instagram account, then I suggest that you do link it up to your Instagram account. That way it presents a lot better, but you don't absolutely need it. So as you can see right here, you select the image or video. You can do a carousel, which is individual. Let me see if I show you a carousel here in a little bit. I don't show you a carousel. In the carousel, the you have individual images with individual titles, individual descriptions. Over here, you have you have the individual titles, you have individual descriptions. So it's almost like a series of advertisements. In this example, as we're talking about housing and real estate, and let's just say you were doing new construction, a very good campaign to run would be one that focuses on a certain model in one card, a certain model in another card, and a certain model in another card. That's where you would effectively be using a carousel. That is a fantastic thing for you to do. And then collections, just a group of items that just combined, whether that's a few images to create a video or something to that effect. And then, of course, the single image or video, which is primarily what you're going to run for the most part. All right, so this is a price drop ad. So again, we've been talking about how to do Facebook advertising, and we selected the special ad category. We're in the housing ad. If you're not running housing ads, then you can absolutely run ads for anything else, with the exception of the exclusion list. So I saw a few comments on my earlier video asking about, hey, why does my ad, what is my ad for a certain mask? Why isn't that getting approved? Well, masks right now, those are in the prohibited list. So you can't advertise masks because of, the situation that we have right now with the pandemic. So you can't advertise that. And there's several things that you can't advertise for on Facebook. So make sure you go and find those restrictions of the exclusionary list. But the reason that I selected a ad copy right here is a price drop is because it's highly effective. If you have a property, either that you listed yourself or somebody in your office or another agent that you have permission to advertise has a price drop, this is a fantastic ad copy for you to run that's going to yield you a ton of leads, a majority of them for less than $1. So this price drop ad is absolutely killing it. It's very simple. All you have to do is price drop on, and let's just say Dallas home for sale. You identify unique features of the property, so what makes it stand out, and then click learn more for lead magnet. Your lead magnet here is the property itself, the details of the property itself. This is where we're talking about the images, the location, the price, and all that fun stuff. So here, click learn more for pictures, price, location, and virtual tour. That's how you finish that up. Once you launch that campaign, you're going to find a ton of leads in your CRM. So make sure that you service them, which goes back to our, oops, there we go. We bounced it. So sorry for that. Which goes back to our earlier point of the follow-up. The follow-up is so important. You're going to launch this ad, and I really hope that you do launch this ad. This is a phenomenal ad to run. You're going to launch this ad, and you're going to get a ton of leads in one day. But if you don't reach out to them in a meaningful way and follow up, then you might as well not have done that, because you're not going to have a good chance at converting them. So hit them with emails, hit them with phone calls, hit them with text, and really follow up with your leads, because online lead generation, the actual generation in and of itself is simple, but the online lead conversion, that's the hard part. Generating all day long, you're going to be able to do that. Just watching one single video in this channel will get you a ton of leads, but it's the actual conversion that gets people in trouble. You spend $100 and get 50 leads, which is fantastic, but if you don't follow them up, then it's not going to be that much. It's not going to be that meaningful of a difference in your business. I know it sounds a bit preachy, but just got to be honest. I am honest. Just got to be honest with you. Just got to be upfront with you. Just got to give you that tough love so you see what's going on. And now we get to the optimization. So if you have any questions on what we've just covered, which was the actual setup and the
the launching of the campaigns, we can certainly get to that. But now we get to the optimization. This is where we scale. This is where we grow. And we have to address the Facebook pixel. This is a huge elephant in the room. The Facebook pixel is your friend. Don't be intimidated only because it's a piece of code. Once you create your Facebook pixel and you install your Facebook pixel on your website, on your landing pages, you're going to receive meaningful data to your business. And you're going to be able to do a lot of different things, like retargeting people is going to be your number one friend. You're going to be able to increase your conversions by running conversion ads. So Facebook pixel is the best way for you to grow, for you to optimize whatever you have going on. So you see here, one pixel for conversion tracking, optimization, and remarketing. So this right here, this is huge for you. If you don't have a Facebook pixel installed on your website or your landing page right now, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. So I'm going to have to ask you to stop. You need to absolutely get your Facebook pixel installed, create your custom audiences after that, and then create custom conversions so you can start running conversion ads, which goes back to the earliest slide that we had in this section that shows you the different campaign objectives that we were talking about. And then bleeding over into the custom audience, this is another way for you to scale, which is basically the concept of retargeting. Retargeting is your best friend. You're able to show your ad to the same people over and over and over again. In the past, you used to have to buy a billboard on I-35 and pay $10,000 a month. And every time somebody drives through that highway, they're going to see your ad. A majority after you see it the first time, they're not going to notice it the second time or the third time or the fourth time. That's how you used to. That's how you have to retarget in the past, or send your mailer over and over and over again. But now you're able to retarget people right on their phone through these custom audiences. So that's a very powerful thing for you to realize, that this custom audience is a real meaningful boost to your business by you retargeting people that visit your website. And you need your Facebook pixel for that. People that upload your customer data, so your database, you can upload it right here, advertise to them. We don't get too much into the app activity, but you can certainly do that. Offline activity, which is basically reconciling your point of sale system into Facebook. There's a way to do that. Whether you knew it or not, you're able to do that as well. People that actually became customers of yours. Facebook sources, anybody that watched your video for a certain amount of time, anybody that clicked on your lead generation ads and stopped at the lead form but didn't give you their contact information. Instant experiences, which is a form of an ad. Instagram business profile, anybody that went to your Instagram. Your events, same thing. Anybody that went to your events page but didn't submit their information or did show interest in your event. And then your Facebook page. And this is actually an outdated slide, so I'm going to put a note um, on my agenda to replace this ad. This slide, particularly because there's actually even more opportunities here than what you're seeing right here when it comes to the custom audience. And what happens at that point? Leads start loading. You start receiving leads, you start receiving sales, you start receiving anything that you're selling, anything, whether that's leads, whether that's making sales and growing your business. All right, so I'm selling wristwatch online. Please, who are my targeting audience? Dennis, so if you're selling wristwatch, I would really target the luxury interest. I would target anybody that has to, I would do luxury. I would focus on luxury interest or behaviors, or anything that has to do with luxury. I would look at people that like a certain influencer in the community that you're targeting right now, or certain stores that would carry a line of wristwatch. I would target people that have that follow a brand, whether that's Rolex, whether that's I don't know watches, to be honest with you. So whatever brand, whatever store, whatever makes sense in that space, that's who I would retarget. I hope that addressed the question, Dennis. Let me see if we have any questions over here. All right, so let me know if you have any questions. Drop them down below. I'm trying to catch up right here. Warren, good morning. How's it going, my friend? Thanks for being here. Thank you for being here. All right, so we went through our examples. We went through everything that we needed to. Let me see if there's anything that I left open here. All righty, all righty, all righty. All right, let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this real quick. All right, so here we go. Can you see that? All right, so on the left-hand side, this is your business manager when you go to the business settings. I get a lot of questions about this and a lot of frustration nonetheless. If you have creative business manager account and you're trying to launch ads and you don't see your business page, you don't see your custom audiences, you don't see what you need to at your ads manager, it's because you haven't come over here first. You created your business manager account because you followed one of the videos in this channel and you're off and running from the business standpoint, but you failed to come here and create your either your account. I can't click on any of these because it's going to show my personal ad accounts and some of them for my business partners, so I'm not going to do that. But when it comes to the accounts, when you click on the accounts, then when you go to the account, it's going to show your pages. It's going to show your well, actually I can show you right here. So it's going to show your pages, your ad accounts, different other elements. All you have to do is click to the pages and then add them to your account. Same with the ad accounts. Whether you have one, you create an ad account, and then you link yourself up to it. So as you see here, I'm the only user in this business manager. So you can invite other people to collaborate with you, whether from the business manager standpoint, so over the entire thing, or to specific pages or to specific ad accounts. You can identify that, or you can link them up to specific accounts. So I wanted to show that so you had a understanding of what that looked like. So let's see if there's any more questions. What kind of landing page do you normally use? My landing pages are very simple. My landing pages are created from any landing page generator right now is going to do the trick. Whether you use ClickFunnels, whether you use Lead Pages, whether you use Builderall, any website that builds landing pages is going to be fine. All you do is create a single image or put the image in the background. So as a background, that's what's going to be in the background. And then you put a field where they can input their name, their email, and their phone number, or anything that is meaningful to your business, and you're off and running. Well, sorry, with the addition of the title and a bit of the description at the bottom. So if you promised a list of homes under $300,000 in a certain area, then you would put list of homes under $300,000 in Dallas, and then fill out information to receive the list, something to that effect. And then you just put a place for the name, the email, and the phone number, and then integrate that with your CRM, your email autoresponder, so the leads go directly into your systems, and they receive instantly whatever they were promised. That's what I would do. That's what I would do when it comes to landing pages. Sales page. I don't know what that means, Dennis. Can you elaborate? Please, who are my targeting audience? Sales page. So sales pages, same thing. It's you just you send them to whatever it is that you're selling, provide a bit more information of what it is, have them click learn more. Order now. They're going to go to an order cart. They're going to fill out their information, provide their credit card information, and then you're off and running. If you're asking about the processor that I use Stripe. That's what I use to process. Jared, very good advice and video. Thank you. You're welcome, Jared. Thank you for stopping by. Folks, this is what I had today. I am very excited that you joined me. If you have any questions, even after this live stream, after this goes live, let me know in the comment section down below. Is there anything that I could have elaborated on a little bit more? Is there something that's a little bit unclear? If you have a specific question about the business manager, the accounts, the strategy, anything that you saw today, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate a like on the way out. Also, a comment down below, just any question that comes up, any praises. I mean, I'll also take compliments. I am not above those. But hey, thank you so much for joining me. We do this live on Mondays, every single Monday, be on the lookout. If you're not already subscribed, then I strongly encourage you to subscribe. We're barreling towards 12,000 subscribers as of the time of this recording. I don't know where we're at right now, but we're very, very close. I really need your support. It's going to help me out a ton. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.